Hey guys, how are you doing? How's it going? I'm just asking how was your night? Hope you had an amazing and very beautiful night rest. For those of you who don't know this yet, my name is Praise and apparently is heading to my channel. So today we have a very important topic to cover in programming in general actually, but obviously in Python. But in order to have a fully dynamic website, you need to be able to adapt to different conditions. So I'm going to like compile a couple a couple of topics together. I'm going to compare others loops, the if else, what do you call that one? Is it conditional? Yes, conditional loops and exceptions, handling exceptions. So I'll just combine all of them into this video. And yeah, if you still are having any complications or whatever, you can let me know, and I'll create a new video to expatiate on whatever topic if you don't fully understand. So let's get to it, I guess. All right. All right. So let's start with if else statement. Now, the if else statement is very straightforward, it's very easy to understand. The first thing is passing it just to add an extra condition per se. For example, if I'm running a program and I want, let's say, okay, if I'm creating a program, we'll do that right now. You should let me begin because I'm talking. So, if I'm creating a program that takes the student's grades as an input, grade, what is it called? It takes the student's grade as an input. So if you, I don't know if you remember, but we want to receive an integer, so we're passing int before passing the input. So we want to receive the student's grade as an input, right? But we want, what would we want with the grade? Very simple. We want to print from, we want to print the user's grade. So we'll print a string. Your grade is, now I don't know if I showed this in my previous videos, but we can't just print grades like this because grade is an integer and we have already passed in a string here. So we need to change the grade to become a string. So we just pass the string function. Everything is very, very easy. It's very, very straightforward. Alright, now this is going to print the user's grade. Let's just run it. Let me open a terminal. So the user, your grade is 77. Okay. Now, what if we want to pass a condition that where we get the highest students, the highest group of students, let's say people who got 90 and above, we want to pass a congratulations to them. How will we do this? We will just pass if, now the syntax of if is very easy. If a condition do carry out this statement, we're going to see it now in practical. Just give me a minute. Just give me a minute. I need to do something real quick. Alright, okay. So all the thing. We want to pass a congratulation message to people whose grades are above 90, greater than or equal. How do we do this? It's very simple. Using if, I think I say, okay, Shadi, if we have the if statement declared, I mean the if function, I've called it. Now we need to pass in a condition. The condition is the rule that must be favored for whatever statement within that block is to. So let's run it. If um grade is greater than or equal to 90, we must always end it with, it's called the semicolon bar or what, I don't know. And we after we do one indentation, after we indent it, so it's just the way it's looking now. We're going to pass our statement. The statement is the rules you want to apply to whatever variable favors the given condition. So we want to print. Congrats. So now let's run it so you understand what I'm saying. So let's pass something below 90. It only print the user's grade. Your grade is 77. Now what happens when we pass something that is greater than or equal to 90? Congrats, your grade is 99. Now what if we want to go a step further and shame students who got below 30? I think 30 is where F starts from. So we're going to pass an elif statement. Now before we do that, let me just pause and just do the if else statement first. For example, if what we wanted to do was congratulate everyone above 90 and discriminate everyone below 90, that is everyone from 89 downwards, we'll just pass else. Else doesn't take any condition. Else is something that applies to every other rule that didn't favor the given condition in the if statement. So if we print this and we, let's say we print shame. Oh, I don't know why that was pressing. I keep my mind. I'm so sorry. So let's pass it and let's print something below 19. So it's going to pass shame here. But 77 is a good grade, right? So we want to pass under condition that doesn't print this shame unless you are below 90. So instead of else, we're going to use elif. That is else if, and this one always takes a condition. So else if grade is less than or equal to 30, that's when it will print shame. And now our else statement is now going to be everything from 31 to 89. So for this we'll just print work harder or something. Let's see this. Let's print something below 30. Shame, your grade is 22. Let's print something within the else. Work harder, your grade is 77. And let's print congrats. So does that help? I hope you understood everything I was trying to explain. If else statement is very easy, and as we go further, we are going to implement it better. All right? Okay. Okay. Now we're going to go into loops. Loops are usually used to iterate either through a given range or a data structure, like a collection of lists, for example. But there are two main types of loops. There's the while loop and the for loop. So let's start with for loop. Alright, so let's say I have a list. For loop. Let's say I want to print out all the um values divisible by 2, for example. So let's declare a list or a range of values. I think 4 can look through range now. So let's say if it's a range between 20, I would say for declaring is quite similar to declaring an if statement. So for for x, remember models, for x divisible by 2, if the, because mod is to give you the remainder, right? I don't like when the codes are looking apart. So we want to check if the remainder is equals to 0 in R, which is the range. We want to print x. How this will work? I don't usually do it like this. What am I doing? Now let's see and hope it works, because this is how I usually run mine. Yeah, it's going to give an error. It's supposed to be just plainly for x. So we just pass for x in R, and we can just pass like a condition. Okay, let's use this one first, then we'll pass the condition to print even numbers. So for x in R, okay, so you saw it printed every single thing from 0 to 19. But now we want to check if x models, we just pass the exact same thing, just print 2. Oh wait, I've not even declared x to be an sure. Then see. If it doesn't work, then we'll just try declaring x to be an integer. Right, it worked. So you can see it printed all the even numbers. So basically, what the for loop did, even if I didn't use a range and I declared like as a typical list, let me change it from a range now to a list. It's still going to be the exact same thing. But just using range is a faster way to go um through the list. This one is just going to be straight. So we'll just go to 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Because I'm tired. I don't have strength to write. So let's run it. It's still going to give us the same thing. Just print all the even numbers within them. So what the for does is we have declared x. X is going to be each individual value we bring out from here. Then we're now going to be going through them. Just you know what it means to loop through something now, going through it, and it's not just for um it's not just for what do you call stuff, for integers. We can use it if we had a string. Let's just put, I don't have strength to write, so we'll just do like maybe 2 strings. So let's just say hello, let's say world. But you need something, I put something before me. You see it printed it hello world. So yeah, that's it, I guess. Next let's go to while loop. So how is while loop different from for loop? So now this other loop, while loop, I don't exactly know how to explain it in a different manner from how I explain for loop. Because honestly, when I started programming really, although I never ever made it a while loop, it was just of recent like I working on more complex projects that I discovered the use of while loop. But back now, like who on earth use this wow, like why would I even want to have fun? If even have fun if I had used it. It was not, I think I didn't never really understood it. So I'm like thinking of how it is, and I really don't. What I can say is, while is used to, like, also while, for example, now you must always have a condition, you must always have like an idea of what you want to look through. Unlike for four, you don't exactly need to know. If four loops can go on infinity, well, can't exactly do that unless you start a condition that would make you to do that. So, how do I think? If violation is something to be considered, is exactly similar to um follow. But let's just declare something. Let's say if we have an A is equals to 7, right? And let's try something. Let's say A is equal to 7. I'm just trying something out, please. Don't. I'm just trying something out. All right. So let's do this. Let's pass something here. Let's just do like this. So let's say we want to check while the statement is okay. Let's receive an input from the user. So we want to check while a certain condition is true. So just pass the while a is let me make an input. Let me make an input first. While a is less than 10, let me just make a value that I would declare already. So while a is less than 10, is there when I'll start passing the changes you want to make at the conditions and whatnot. So we can say string a, and we can implement what was it bloody, and we can implement a. So a will be equals to, will be plus equal to, so let's run it. So you can see we said you, so it will go and it will keep increasing it until the value of a is now um is greater than or equal to 10, and the program will end there since there's no other code after. That's literally it. And I like this like when I was trying to say it, although I do tell me with C plus, and C plus is a bit more complex than Python. So maybe that's why, but like I was like, no, I don't know. Maybe it's because I understand. So if there's any other thing, we'll look into programs, we'll solve programs for this. But I don't know. You guys, let's just take exception handling. Exception handling. All right, so exception handling. What exactly are exceptions? They're kind of like errors that pop up when you are working with programs in general. I'll see if I can just get a list of all the errors there are and just pop it up so you can see it. But in exceptions, you have like value error, indentation error. There are like so many errors that I cannot remember, right? Type error. Is that error? I don't know. But there are like so many errors, honestly. And when those errors occur, the program ends immediately. The whole idea of exception error or zero division error, yes, let's use zero division error as our main error for this program. So when you get these errors, they crash your programs completely. So how do we go about this? So let's say we want a number and want to receive an integer and in nah. Want to receive an integer from the user and we want to divide it. I want to print. Let's just take a second one. Let's take a second one. And let's now evaluate both, which should be equals to norm divided by b. I want to print c. Let's run the program. So if we take maybe 9 and we take 0, you can see a zero division error because mathematically you cannot divide any number by 0. So how do we handle this? We use try, except, and finally. Now try is to suggest the equation we want to try, which is in this case what we have here. So we are going to try this. We're going to try this. Now the except is where, how am I getting here? The except is where you handle the errors. So we can do except and we can continue passing random except because we want to, maybe if we are having if we're running a program that receives multiple errors and want to handle each error differently, we can do except zero division error. But if, for example, we are not exactly sure of the errors that could occur, we could just leave it as except. We mustn't declare what error it is we're handling. So we'll just pass except either zero division error or just a plain except what we want to happen. So we can print um, divided by 0. Now, right now, you may not see because we don't have any other thing running after that, so the program will just end. But you may be like, okay, like why on earth we will do that exactly? But for example, if we have developed an app now, you wouldn't want your app to crash because it doesn't look professional. Instead, you want it to prompt an error to let the users know what they are doing wrong whilst your app is still running. Because if your app is crashing, that is really not an app anybody wants to use. So, except print an error. That's literally it. But remember, I mentioned finally. Now, finally is something that runs with or without an error, right? Is that it? Gosh, I don't remember. Let me confirm that. It's either, I think, no, finally runs when you, yes, finally runs when you don't have any error at all. It runs when, let me confirm it, sure. Finally keyword is used in try except block. It defines a block of code to run when try except else block is final. I still don't understand. Okay, it's executed no matter what. Okay, yeah, it runs. So I was right at first. See, I need to be more confident in myself. So yes, I mean, it actually makes sense now that I think about it. So the finally runs no matter what output you get. So we can just maybe print done, and if we run it, so let's just run our code normally, no zero error anything. Now let's run it with a zero division error. So you can see our program didn't crash. Said it passed the divided by zero here to let us know that it was divided by zero. So that is literally what exception handling is literally handling your errors to prevent your app from crashing. So we'll get into this. This video is getting long, and I'm trying to keep all my videos very short because uploading long videos it's whoosh stressful. But I'm going to upload another video maybe 2 days from now or tomorrow. I don't know. And yeah, the video is going to cover um examples. I'm going to just use today once I've as this is uploading, I'll gather programs and questions we can project ideas we can handle. So thank you guys for watching this video. I'm tired, and don't forget to give this video a like, a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't already, and yeah, thanks for watching. Bye guys.